Ernest Islip was born in Milton in 1894, the second son of Arthur and Elizabeth Islip. But he spent most of his youth in the Maniototo, growing up in Ranfurly. By 1915 he had joined the Railways Department and was working in Dunedin as a fireman. He was already serving in the Railways Territorial Unit, so it must have been no surprise when he volunteered for service with the New Zealand Expeditionary Force in May 1915. He went overseas later that year and was one of the reinforcements for the New Zealand Rifle Brigade being assembled in Egypt. When the veterans of the Gallipoli campaign returned to Egypt that December, they merged with the reinforcements to form an expanded New Zealand division for service on the Western Front in France. Arriving there in April 1916, Ernest must have shown some real aptitude for infantry soldiering because he was both promoted to corporal and sent to England for specialist training as a scout. He rejoined his unit, the 3rd Company of the 2nd Battalion of the New Zealand Rifle Brigade, at the end of 1916 and went to work. On 7 January 1917, he played a key role in a highly successful trench raid in the Armentières sector near Fleur Bay and was awarded the Military Medal for gallantry. A few months later, the New Zealand Division transferred to Flanders in Belgium and began preparing for the attack on Messines, scheduled for June. Ernest continued to lead patrols out into no man's land between the lines to disrupt German defences and gain intelligence. On one such patrol on the night of 18 May 1917, he called on some Germans in a dugout to surrender, but was killed when one of them staggered out holding a grenade, which exploded. The Rifle Brigade's history described him as a scout of outstanding ability, and his loss was keenly felt. The New Zealand Defence Minister presented his military medal to his family at a special ceremony in Dunedin in January 1918. Ernest, meanwhile, was buried at the Le Pleur Dove Farm Cemetery, near where he was killed.